So many people have a fear of rejection or not being wanted. We all start up born to our parents, and often we get siblings, and it starts off here often, where actually it could start off earlier than that. So it could actually start off if the pregnancy is unwanted. If a lady falls pregnant and she's not married, that child could feel that rejection. It could happen if the parents are married and they weren't planning a child. That child could feel rejection within the womb. And it could also happen if perhaps the mother or father or both parents wanted a boy and they get a girl, or they wanted a girl and they get a boy. So the rejection starts off right from there. And then you have siblings to contend with. So you could arrive and your elder sister or brother is not happy that you're born and that you get all the attention. And so we get this feeling of rejection right from a young age. And it can often filter on, carrying on, where we have the perception, perhaps at some stages, where our parents are busy and they don't have time for us and they just kind of push us away. We feel that rejection. We could have rejection when we go to school, and there's certain groups that form, and you want to be part of those groups, and you get told no, they don't want you to join. And that is quite a big thing when you're at school and you've got these circles of friends and you don't fit in. If you move from one school to another, you once again meet that resistance where everyone is already defined, they've got their friends and you need to try and fit in somewhere, find some place. And you feel rejected for a little while. So eventually you could find that group or that person that you feel is your friend. But sometimes it can take time for that friendship to develop because they've already got other friends. Or otherwise, you'll find a friend who didn't have friends and they've got that rejection um, energy within themselves. So it's quite difficult. And then one can go to work or university and face the same things where you don't fit in, or initially when you arrive, you don't fit in, and you need to kind of feel your way around and find a place for yourself, find some friends, or perhaps you don't even find friends, and then you just sit there, you do your work, and you go home. So rejection is quite a thing. And how do we rise above that? How do we rise above those thoughts and those feelings or those perceptions that we are unwanted, that we're not loved, that certain people, certain groups of people, whether you are perhaps South African and someone else is American or Asian, often those groups tend to connect together, and to try and join those groups is something as well. So how do we rise above that? And I mean, in South Africa, we've got, whether you're black or white or colored or Indian or whatever, we've got all these different groups. And how do we feel not rejected? How do we just believe that no matter race, color, creed, whatever, it actually really doesn't matter? That ultimately what we want to do is we want to find people with similar consciousness as us, and that will actually fit in anywhere, actually. But no matter where we are, what we're doing, we'll feel welcome, we'll feel wanted. So it's basically it's releasing those traumas of our childhood, when we were born, when we were at school, when we were in our families, universities, work. We've got to release all those feelings of rejection, where we've got to understand that people at times can be busy and don't have time for us, but that doesn't mean they're rejecting us. And when we can learn to let go of that, to realize that, to understand that, we change those behaviors, we change those mindsets, those patterns, and we feel at one with ourselves, we feel comfortable with ourselves, no matter where we are. That is when we empower ourselves and we no longer feel rejected.